Now on Talking Solutions, we've got Trina Giles in, a retired fire investigator with the Clark County Fire Department. I just think that would have been a cool job, Trina.
It definitely was. I enjoyed it. After 14 years as a fire investigator and 6 years as a firefighter, I was able to retire, so I couldn't ask for a better career.
Totally love and respect our firefighters. Cedric Williams is also in with us, the Public Information Officer for North Las Vegas Fire. You guys are both in here. Are you recruiting? Are you training? What exactly is going on?
We are actually doing both, and we are looking for people that are interested in the fire service. We need more diversity, and so part of what we're doing and part of what this organization is trying to address a need throughout the valley. And so each of our departments has put some efforts in to try to address some of our diversity issues, and we're part of that team.
Yes, the Fire Preparatory and Leadership Academy is what we're here to talk about. It basically will help people become firefighters. A lot of times, women in particular do not realize that it's a wonderful career for them as well. It's challenging, but it's attainable, and we want more women to apply.
I heard, Trina, that when you're going through the training and passing all of these tests to become a firefighter, the standards for women, are they exactly the same as they are for men?
Exactly the same, and it should be, because you have to be able to do the job exactly the same. A lot of things that we do, we work as a team. However, women, we use our leg for the most part. Men use their upper body strength. So a lot of things that women do, it's strategic and technique, whereas men, they just have brute arms like Williams here.
We're looking at Cedric's arms going, oh yeah, that's arms.
Yes.
So you accomplish similar results by different methods.
Absolutely.
I am just in awe. Did you grow up wanting to be a firefighter?
No, I did not. I actually grew up wanting to be a model. I was entering pageants at the time, Clark County Miss USA and the Miss Nevada pageant, and I was approached by the Black firefighters. They were in human resources, working on diversity issues as well, and this was back in 1995. One of the men, Sam Smith, said, "How would you like to become a firefighter?" I looked at my nails and said, "No, thank you." He proceeded to tell me how wonderful the career is, and I went to his store, Native Son Bookstore. I was wearing a dress that day, the very same day. He had me do push-ups for him to see how physically fit I was, and I did a lot more than he expected, and so 3 months later, I was in an academy.
Wow. So you're in a dress, and what does he say? Down on the floor, I want to see some push-ups.
Well, he's passed away, rest his soul, and if anyone knows Sam, he would say, "Sister, let me see how many push-ups you can do. Drop down and give me 20. And I gave him 50, and he said, "Oh, yeah, you're going to be the first Black female firefighter for Clark County," and I was.
Wow.
It was a blessing. I can't ask for a better career. I became a paramedic within 2 years, and that was the most humbling part of my career, I must say.
Cedric, what do you say to people?
Generally, people are really intrigued by the fire service. You either know at 1 second when I ask you whether you're interested in it or you're not interested in it. And from that point, you really just start enlightening them about some of the processes of how to become a firefighter. I was also a student of Sam Smith, wonderful man, who found me in a laundromat and asked me had I considered being a firefighter. 6 months later, I was in an academy. I think his success, based on the people that are in the fire service, very diverse, very educated, very successful. And hopefully we can do some of those things as well in the community. So when we go out and we are engaging people about the fire service, for me, it's always keeping in mind the commitment that it takes and service to our community, service to our people, service to each other. So we are excited about this opportunity to be able to come here and share that with this Las Vegas Valley. Fire service is a wonderful career. I could be close to retirement in about 2 months. It went by really, really quick, but it is a career that when you look back on it, it's like, man, can't believe it. So much joy, not one day of regret. Some are intrigued by the money. Some are intrigued by the idea that you only work 10 days a month. But if you don't have the right heart and spirit character of a firefighter, one, we'll be able to identify that many times. And two, you'll find it a very difficult career to go into because you have to have a heart of service.
It seems to me that the kind of person who would become a firefighter has to be wired a little differently.
Yes.
Because with first responders in general, what I see is the kind of person who, when something terrible happens and they need that assistance now, is tending to run into trouble as opposed to people like me going the other direction.
Absolutely. And you do what you're trained to do. We don't really think about it during the process of responding. You just react, and your reactions are based on the training that you get. Oftentimes we have what we call critical incident stress debriefing for situations afterwards to help us decompress and really talk about maybe some of the things we've come across and whatnot, which is very, very helpful. But I believe that, you have to be a person that's willing to run towards the fire as opposed to the opposite direction. And ironically, which is crazy, our firefighters love the fire part. Everybody's scared of fire. Firefighters, I'm sure that's the favorite call, not only here in Las Vegas, but around this country. We run towards the fire because we enjoy the opportunity to go not only be an assistance, but to be engaged in that adrenaline that it takes to fight a fire and get it knocked down.
That's why we love you guys as firefighters, because you're just different than the general population. And we're in awe that you are so strong and so dedicated. And as you said, service is so important as a big part of your life, that you're willing to do stuff and put yourself at risk with good training, I'm sure, and the equipment that you need. But nonetheless, putting yourself at risk for the sake of helping someone else.
Absolutely. I think the term is we'll risk a lot to save a lot.
Yes.
And so we definitely believe in that. And it's a big part of our makeup.
Cedric Williams is with us, the Public Information Officer for North Las Vegas Fire. Also, Trina Giles, who's a retired fire investigator with Clark County Fire Department. You're recruiting. Who are you looking for? And what steps do they need to take to start this process?
Well, number one, you definitely have to be dedicated. You have to want this career because it's very competitive. 2,000 plus have applied for the position that just closed for all of the valley-wide fire departments. You have to have perseverance because you will go through a rookie school that will test your determination. And you have to be a people person. We deal with people from all different walks of life. People trust us at their properties. They trust us with their lives. And so you have to be trustworthy. You have to be a well-rounded person ready to give your all to this career. We're looking for people who want a great career and want to serve.
Let's say somebody's listening to us and they go, I never considered that, or I've always wanted to do that. How do I get started?
Come see us. We have the Fire Preparatory Leadership Academy. Classes are held on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Tuesdays from 6 to 8 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 to 12. For more information, look at our website at Clark County B.F.A.com to register for the class, and it will give you the information you need to attend. Even if someone is not quite sure, but they're curious, I say register, come to the class, and we can answer whatever questions you may have about the fire service. I didn't know for sure if I wanted to become a firefighter, although I tested, but once I did a ride-along, I was hooked. The lights and sirens going down the street and the big red truck, where ours is yellow, but I loved it. I knew I wanted to help.
Something to consider, and the website is clarkcountybfa.com. That information will be on our Talking Solutions page on Facebook, along with the podcast.
If you're interested, also pick up a book from Borders, How to Prepare for the Fire Service. The authors are Barron and Hall. It will give you an idea of what's expected of a firefighter. Also, fire science classes that the community college offer. That's a good way to make yourself a little bit more appealing.
You guys are amazing. Absolutely the best part of our city.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We do.
Trina Giles and also Cedric Williams, recruiting people into the fire service. Thank you so much for coming in for Talking Solutions.
Terry, we appreciate you.
Absolutely.